Millie Ball here to take you through the week on HRTV. An objection at Arlington this week showed how moves from other sports can be used in horse racing.
Bursting between horses, or trying to at least, is Omega Cat, who got stymied and is in tight. Needs some luck, kept Omega Cat boxed with the rails. Queen of Victory, Omega Cat still trying to find a way through. Needs some luck battles. They Cook is charging. Omega Cat and Junior Alvarado squeezes through in the nick of time.
Now, you're going to see on the inside, Omega Cat and Queen of Victory. Queen of Victory is all over Omega Cat, and finally, Junior Alvarado, right around the wire, Aaron, has had enough. And he strikes back.
That's the 2 on the inside, 3 right on the outside of the 2. And
look at that, an elbow. I mean, the forearm shimmy, he just gave him the Heisman. Alvarado had enough.
And they're going to leave it all alone after all that.
Well, yeah, Queen of Victory and Eddie Perez almost puts Omega Cat over the rail. How this filly wins, I have no idea. What I would give for there to be a camera in the jocks room right now at Arlington Park.
Got any stories
just
from
to
your
see what's
dad
going
about
on.
a little melee after the race?
Yeah, they shut the doors and they go at it. What do you want me to tell you? You want to sit there and lie to you and tell you that they diplomatically discuss what happens on the racetrack?
We put the camera in the hands of trainer Chris Block to document Giant Oak's preparation to run in the American Derby at Arlington Park in the first edition of HRTV Diary.
There is Giant Oak coming out for his breeze for the American Derby. Monday, July the 6th, with Eddie Rozzo aboard, going to breeze 5/8 for the American Derby, which is Saturday, July 11th. Giant Oak just worked 5/8, 102 in the American Derby, getting his bath after the breeze here. Morning after the breeze for Giant Oak, come out of the breeze in good shape. He's walking the shed row this morning for 40 minutes. There's his groom, Drew Coons, giving Giant Oak a bath before the American Derby, day before.
We're looking for a good effort. I think the horse is doing really well. Like I say, he's trained well. I'm a little concerned about the weather. I don't know how to handle a soft turf. Other than that, we couldn't be more pleased with the way he's doing.
Okay, Giant Oak, it's your day.
Giant Oak at 3-5 for the American Derby. They're off. Reb is under keen restraint by Julian Leparoux, and the Arlington Classic winner, Giant Oak, is last. Giant Oak comes up outside of Reb, and those two also taking closer order. Down to the final furlong. Giant Oak trying to get up between horses as the winning line looms. Reb!
He's not the kind of horse that when he gets beat is going to be one of those that mentally you don't see go forward. I mean, he's the kind of horse that I think that's going to get better and better with age, and Giant Oak's always been the kind of horse that carries a lot of confidence.
He's the top jockey at Belmont, rides one of the best turf horses in the nation, and now holds the record for most wins in a single Belmont meet.
We just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that victory on Gio Ponte. How is he doing? How was the race, and where are we headed next?
Well, the horse seems to be doing great. I was so pleased with the way he ran. I was very concerned throughout the whole race because we were so wide throughout. There was really no way for me to save ground or save any ground. I had 3 horses at least inside of me, and the pace was so slow, and I was forwardly placed for him, for his running style, and I just was afraid to be taking him back and try to get to save some ground. That would have been really not the right thing because they were going so slow. So, I mean, you got to consider that he was so wide, and for him to have the type of acceleration that he showed, he's the real deal.
Ramon, when he was in California, Gio Ponte was considered more of a miler than anything else. And now it looks like maybe distance won't be a problem. How far do you think Gio Ponte will be able to run?
I mean, that's a good question. I mean, he just ran a mile and 3/8, and I told Christophe Clement, I said after the race, I told you that he still ran a mile and a half, and he said, that was mile and 3/8, and I said, I know, he was so wide, he almost ran a mile and a half. As far as how far can he go, I don't really know. He certainly has the right attitude to go as far as you allow him to, because he's just so relaxed.
Ramon Dominguez passing Angel Cordero's record. It was the record for wins by a jockey with 93. The previous mark was 92.
And here's I've Got Speed to take the lead. Caesar Beware coming on the inside. It's Caesar Beware and I've Got Speed, and the two of them are noses apart as they come down for the line. I've Got Speed puts a head in front and wins it.
He just completely made a mockery of that jockey race, and Ramon, who started off obviously his career in Maryland, is now he's the main guy in New York right now, and he's looking forward to a huge Saratoga meeting as well.
And when he joined us, he just said how surprised he was because it was the first time Dominguez had, he'd ridden at the Belmont to meet for an entire meet. So
Right.
That was quite an accomplishment. Other racing milestones this week included a 5,000 time winner and a first time winner.
Top of the stretch here, that's just in, clinging to the lead, right alongside Seafood Pays the Bill. On the far outside, here comes Western Wild King. Can Kyle DiBenedetto get his 5,000th win? Yes, he got it!
It's Ruby's Red Sox well off the rail, but well in front coming down to the final furlong. Dignified Essence just trying to hold the place as D'Artagnan Spirit rallies up on the grandstand side. But it's all Ruby's Red Sox, and this will be win number 1 for Alex Gonzalez.
Just tell us how it went, your first race and your first win.
It was amazing. It's a feeling that you won't feel anywhere else. And as soon as I was turning for home and I passed everybody and I made that move on the outside, I knew I had it, and it was just a feeling I won't experience anywhere else. It was incredible.
When HRTV Rewind returns, it's never too soon to be in pursuit.
And we realize it's early. Hope it wasn't too daunting coming up with top 10s in 14 separate divisions, including 2-year-olds, and we're in mid-July.
And the Euros dominated Breeders' Cup 2008.
5 individual victories, Jeff, and you get the feel they'll be back with an even bigger, stronger contention this
That's
season.
like kicking tail, man.
Yeah.
I forgot how dominant they were.
We've got an update on where they are now.
Put on some weight, gain some more muscles, I suppose. But she's still the same.
Time for a bullet drill here, Jeff. You've done some good work, and everybody here at HRTV, including you, is in pursuit of the Cup. So let's do a little pursuit of the Cup bullet drill. First of all, the best division right now in thoroughbred racing.
Well, I think it's the Classic, especially if Zenyatta shows up. Hopefully she does.
Who's the best horse right now in training?
Here in the States or around the world?
Yeah,
I'd say Zenyatta and See the Stars. He's incredible over in Europe.
I'm guessing 1-2 on your top 10 list.
Yeah.
And, best of the best. That's got to be what the 2-day Breeders' Cup event is all about. This is where the best meet the best.
Wasn't it fun last year? 2 great days, Friday and Saturday. Zenyatta ran on Friday last year. Hopefully we'll see her on Saturday this time.
It's going to be just as fun this year.
Right.
Best bet?
Check back to me in 3 months.
The world's finest horses will meet this fall in Arcadia, California. Breeders' Cup 26 is still a few months away, but HRTV is already in full pursuit.
In horse racing, the journey towards greatness is a long and grueling one. No off-season, no teammates, no guaranteed contracts. This is a sport where losing 80% of the time is not only tolerated, it is desired. The key is to peak at the right moment, and that moment is drawing closer. 14 events over a 2-day span at storied Santa Anita Park. These are the Olympics of horse racing. The best competition worldwide colliding with everything on the line. Eclipse Awards, Horse of the Year, and last but not least, bragging rights. This is the road to the 26th Breeders' Cup. Welcome, everyone, to Pursuit of the Cup in our 15-week march towards the 26th Breeders' Cup. The Europeans came out smoking on Breeders' Cup Saturday last year, taking the turf, the Classic. 5 individual victories, Jeff, and you get the feel they'll be back with an even bigger, stronger contention this season.
That's like kicking tail, man.
Yeah.
I forgot how dominant they were, but because they were so successful, I got to think they'll come back in droves this year, and why not?
We'll find out again as we march towards Breeders' Cup 26. Millie Ball standing by with us International report. And Millie Ouija Board, she won the Philly Mare Turf in 04 and 06, so technically she did not go back-to-back. If Goldikova and Conduit are to attempt to do the same, we'll be joining a very short list of European back-to-back Breeders' Cup champions.
You're absolutely right. In fact, there have only been two, if you remember Miesk in the 80s, and then later on, just after the turn of the century, we had High Chaparral. So, you know, should we fear the European stars, and if so, where are they now? Fanny Salmon from France has the latest.
It is here on this turf course in Deauville, France, near the beaches of Normandy, that Goldikova will race next on August 2nd. The Prix d'Astarte, run on the mile for fillies and mare, will be her third appearance of the year. Earlier this week, I stopped by Freddie Head's yard in Chantilly to check on the French star.
Like a filly, like a mare, she put on some weight, gained some more muscles, I suppose. But she's still the same. She's very well since last race. She came back very, very well. I'm very happy with her.
Goldikova, now a 4-year-old, returned to competition in Longchamp last May when she finished a disappointing 7th in the Prix d'Ispahan against mixed company.
I was very disappointed when she ran first time, but that was very special that day. There had been terrible thunderstorm. The only thing that I can imagine that stopped her.
Since then, she reassured her connections by taking the famous stakes in Newmarket on July 8th.
I like the way she ran in Newmarket. She went very well, and I knew it was a re-entry, so I think she will be better next time, even. I hope so.
Goldikova now seems to be back on track to aim for a second Breeders' Cup mile win in 2 years.
So this is the main goal. It's to try and win it another time. I think she can do it if all goes well. If there's no problems, until the race, I think she has every chance of doing that.
Many European trainers will be sending their horses to the US this fall, but trainer Wesley Ward is heading in the opposite direction.
Well, you became the first American-based trainer to go over to England and win at the Royal Meeting. When did you first start thinking about that?
Well, I started thinking about that a few years back, just because a lot of the success I've had over the years with the 2-year-olds early on was I put so much time into them that when they go into the gate for the first time, they're ready to go. They just weren't the right ones until this year, and I just thought that I was really going to take a chance and do it and see if I could get lucky, and I was really lucky that everything worked just perfect for the couple of horses that ran so well there that, you know, you can go over there and so many different things can happen, but I was just really lucky that everything right went the right way.
You know, you had Jealous Again cranked up, and this had to be a great thrill to see her, just demolish the field in the Queen Mary Stakes at Royal Ascot. And obviously a very lucrative race, not only because of the purse money, but I guess you turned her over pretty nicely, didn't you?
Yeah, and I sure wish Sheikh Mohammed the best of luck with her, and I hope that she goes on to do some great things for him.
Now, I guess you're going back for more, aren't you? Maybe in the fall. Tell us about that plan.
Well, I wouldn't say I am. I nominated to the races just to stay nominated, just to sort of look at it, and I really think that if I do go in the fall, I'll be in an extreme disadvantage because their 2-year-olds will be right up to as good as they're going to get. So I just wanted to nominate to those races and just kind of take a look at them. And if the horses that I nominated were ready on the day, then I would certainly take a shot again. But I don't think I would have the advantage I had when I was in Ascot.
Jeff and Aaron learned the ABCs of handicapping this week on Against the Odds.
Chris and I talked about Alphabet Soup the morning of the race, and we felt that he was such a game competitor that if he could get his head out somewhere before the 8th pole in the wire, maybe they wouldn't get by him. We get to the 8th pole and Alphabet Soup sticks his nose out in front, gets ahead, gets a half a length, and here comes Cigar.
Alphabet Soup in with an upset chance. Cigar, the heart of it champion, trying to get him. It's Alphabet Soup. Cigar on the outside. Louis Quatorze. Alphabet Soup has scored a shocking upset.
We move to the feature at Philadelphia Park. $75,000 on the line. The Alphabet Soup handicap.
Well, you know, Auction Watch, who is my top pick and the morning line favorite, he's hard to fault. In fact, he's impossible to fault because he's a perfect 5 for 5 on the course here at Philadelphia Park, the turf course. I think he's going to be 6 for 6. Now, he actually won this race last year. He is the defending Alphabet Soup champion. He's coming out of the best race for sure. He's in better form maybe than the lines would show. And back home, back on the course that he owns, there's no reason to think Auction Watch won't continue to win.
Down to the final 16th. El Charuca holding on. Always for love on the outside. Auction Watch middle of the course. They're all together as they come down to the finish. Auction Watch on the outside trying to nail El Charuca. That is very, very close. A photo finish.
When HRTV Rewind returns, we're going all the way back to 1984.
And we've been waiting to run against Slew of Gold on a California track rather than going to New York to meet him.
Dramatic finish, and here's the wire. Wild again does it.
Welcome back to HRTV Rewind. Grab your Rubik's Cube, stonewashed jeans, and Aquanet. We're rewinding all the way back to 1984 for the inaugural running of the Breeders' Cup.
On November 10, 1984, at exactly 11:15 in the morning, the first Breeders' Cup race in history began when 10 two-year-olds broke from the starting gate in the Juvenile.
And they're off.
The favorite, Chief's Crown, was victorious under jockey Don Macbeth.
They're coming to the finish. Chief's Crown, here's the wire, and a champion is crowned. It's Chief's Crown.
It didn't take long for the first disqualification in Breeders' Cup history, as Franz Valentine finished first in the Juvenile Fillies, only to have her number taken down by the stewards.
Outstandingly, she's charging on the inside. They're coming to the finish. Franz Valentine, outstandingly. Franz Valentine, a huge upset here.
Outstandingly was declared the official winner. The inaugural Breeders' Cup ended with 36-1 long shot Wild Again, winning the Classic.
They're in the gate, and they're off in the Breeders' Cup Classic.
The world's first $3 million race, and a race remembered for its wild stretch battle.
What a finish! Wild Again, Gate Dancer, Slew of Gold in between them. Those three in a dramatic finish, and here's the wire. Wild Again does it.
Wild Again became eligible to start after a $360,000 supplemental payment was made by his owner's Black Chip Stable.
And we've been waiting to run against Slew of Gold on a California track rather than going to New York to meet him.
And the huge gamble paid off, as Wild Again earned more than $1.3 million.
Jeff and Aaron both delivered their best bets this week, and Aaron's crossed the wire at 14-1.
It's that time of the show. It is time for the best bet of the weekend, sponsored by visitlasvegas.com. Cue camera, Siegel, we need a winner.
Well, I'm going to make my best bet, my single, in the late pick 4 at Belmont Park on Saturday. Extra Zip in the 8th race, to me, completely dominates. I can't find a hole in his PPs. I can't find anything that I'm worried about. He dominates. He's got the figures. He's got the proven class. He's got the good post. He's got the speed edge. He's just the best horse. I know he's not going to play much, Aaron, but he's a single on the pick 4. Extra Zip is my best bet at Belmont Park on Saturday.
It is still Extra Zip in front. Missing Lisa Lewis, giving chase as they come down to the wire. Extra Zip is going to do it under a skillful front-running ride there by our leading rider, Ramon Dominguez.
My best bet is down south here in Southern California at Del Mar for their opening weekend stake, the Grade 1 Eddie Reed. I like Global Hunter. Now, the rail horse Monterey Jazz is the speed of the speed and maybe the sharpest horse right now, so a small exacta saver with that one on top. But Global Hunter is going to outrun his odds and may just get up late.
Global Hunter striking the front in the Eddie Reed. They come for home now, and it's Global Hunter clear on the lead. What's the script? Awesome Jen Ortiz-Stroil, but Global Hunter's too good today. Global Hunter and Cory Nakatani have won the Eddie Reed.
This week, we got some inside information on the life and work of the late Joe Hirsch from the writers he influenced throughout his career.
Always in his signature trench coat, suit and tie, and dark sunglasses, the visage of Joe Hirsch walking the backstretch was one that commanded respect from everyone in the game. The veteran turf rider covered racing's biggest moments in the latter half of the 20th century and served as the recognized standard for his profession.
Joe was a role model from day one, and for the obvious reasons and the not so obvious reasons. He was a gentleman, the way he held himself, and as you're growing in the business, in any business, if you're smart, you try to look to the people who do it right and who are acknowledged as the ones who do it best.
You know, I've known Joe ever since I rubbed horses when he first came on. Well, he was on the scene. I first came on the scene, and he's an amazing guy. You know, when he walked up the shed row, I knew he was sort of like a celebrity.
He was your first friend at the racetrack. He saw an unfamiliar face in the press box, and he just came over, introduced himself, and made every rookie feel like the most important guy in the world. And you talk to 50 writers, and they'll tell you the same story.
Joe Hirsch set the gold standard for the turf for writers. Is it really tough, you think, to follow in his footsteps?
Well, I would never put myself there. I'd say one of my proudest moments in my career as a New York turf writer, I was the president when we dedicated the press box at Saratoga to him, and I was glad to be able to do that. But I think Joe did set the standard, and his passing was, while very sad, it's always great in some regard to remember Joe Hirsch.
You know, David, I remember Joe when I was working in the publicity office at Hollywood Park just out of college, and I had never met him. And he comes up to me in the publicity office and starts talking to me like he'd known me forever. You know, I had never even been introduced to him, and that's the kind of guy he was. He was just a great, great guy, and obviously a great writer as well.
You very rarely find somebody that nobody has a bad word to say about, but he was one of those people. And, he treated the game with a lot of respect. He treated his profession and his peers with the utmost respect, and I think it was all reciprocated.
That's all for HRTV this week. Here's what you can look forward to next week.
Now, I haven't actually seen this, but I'm being told there is a small dog race. I'm assuming you guys are talking about dachshunds. Just random small dogs.
I'm not really sure where we're going with this one, but
random small dogs.
All right. We're almost set. On your mark. Get set. Go. And they're off. It was a beautiful start for Iggy, and look at Iggy. But Iggy has veered out, and the new winner is, wait, Macy hasn't crossed the finish line. Here comes Danny, but there was someone on the outside there that came flying. It might have been Yasmin.
No, wait. I don't even know if the official winner gets declared a starter. I want to see that race again. It looks like the dog wasn't even in the box. Every dog leaves. The dog's left behind the box in the owner's hands, is put into the starting gate after the box. Look, watch the three, the blue box.
They're on the top.
The dog's right there, not even in the box. Opens up. Everybody goes. Wait,
but why spot the field that far? But they held him. They tried to hold him, and he still won. And look at and why did he cheer? Whatever that is, stop.
He's teasing you. He's a hanger.
And then she crosses the wire. And look at how mad the owner is. Look at how mad she is. Go back.
There's an objection.
And why did
he doesn't even get a chance to start.
Did they not know they're supposed to be in the box?
This dog's looking for a hot dog.
Look at. Watch the girl in the visor.
Whoa.
Watch her in the visor. Watch how mad she is. Damn it. And then
is there a weight limit?
There's like
is there a weight limit? It looked like Andre the Giant was in that box.
There's like a small bear. Look at, and he attacks the dog to his side. He takes out. He attacks the fallen Chihuahua. It's like a small bear.
It's a really good race.
How about the poor guy at home who's waiting to see the Gailey at Arlington, who's now throwing beer cans at his television screen because we're here.
Continue live thoroughbred.
May not be as good as the ostriches or the camels last week.
No, that was pretty good. That was pretty good right there.
So, yeah, you had that.
The small cub.
Small. It's like a Siberian husky attacking a chihuahua.